Welcome once again to HeroQuest fans. This is going to be a quick low-budget unboxing of Rise of the Dread Moon. Just came out today. I was surprised how easy it was to get it from GameStop, so thank you to the person who rang me up. It's pretty easy. So this is not a sponsored video or anything like that. So here's the shrink-wrapped box. Cut it with a knife. You remove the boring plastic. So I just want to shout out first of all Frank on YouTube. He's got an Italian language channel and he totally beat me to this. He did such a great job. There's no way I could top the job that he did showing off the miniatures and the unboxing. So shout out to Frank. Everybody check him out. Rate, comment, and subscribe. He did a great job. So here's my humble unboxing. It's the same kind of linen texture on the box, just like Mage of the Mirror. Same size as the other big expansions, like Frozen Horror. This part, you got your little flyer with the QR code for the companion app. Zargon, who to me is that guy, and always has been. We got your tile sheet that we've seen before. No surprises there. We know exactly what it is. We've seen everything before. But there it is again. Caltrops, respect tokens, or reputation tokens I should say, lunar amulets, disguises. That's a reputation token as well. Let me get my autofocus working. Villagers, I'm not sure what that is. It's a per quest thing. There's the hideout. I didn't explain the disguise thing. So when you're on these plazas, you've got people who are in disguise and you're only allowed to use like small weapons, or the mercenaries can attack. But if you use spells, it gives you away. So it's like a stealth mission. $5 at GameStop. I hardly ever shop there, but they had what I needed, so not a promotion. I hear that Walmart is stocking HeroQuest on store shelves now. That's amazing. I was like, when is that gonna ever happen? They don't have Rise of the Dread Moon yet though. So those are the trapdoors. Okay, so the tiles seem about as thick as anything else, and then they use the parchment paper around the quest book. I'm going to show this at the end with spoilers, so there's going to be lots and lots of spoilers, but I'm not doing that yet. Okay, this part, okay, that came out fairly easily. So here's the furniture. You've seen these guys before. These elven swordsmen and archers are the same exact figures we had in Mage of the Mirror. And see, there's just male and female, or no, wait a minute, what am I saying? They didn't do the male-female thing this time. Or did they? No, they did. Okay, so there's the male and female. So they're mirror images of each other, two of each. This came out a little hard. Okay, so these are the Dread Cultists. Ribby pointed out this symbol, this little delta or alpha, whatever you want to call it, as like the symbol of the bad guys. And there's the Avalon Hill logo, which is kind of similar. There's the assassin. Oh, that came right out. Okay. She's skipping rope. It's light blue. Same as the elven figures. This looks exactly the same as the elven door. It's like that iron or steel door. This is the reinforced door, or the wooden door, the exit door, so they're plastic of course. They only gave us one table. It looks cool. It's like a coffee table. It's that hard plastic. Of course, like everything else in Remake HeroQuest, these are the, I mean, it's all like bendy plastic, similar to Reaper Bones, if you've ever had those. And then there's the Guardian Knight. So they finally made good on their promise. People, well, that's pretty bendy. People were upset that they sold out so fast, and here we are buying from GameStop again, but not a pre-order. This was not a pre-order. I just went there. I knew they had one copy, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to get there when they open. These cards, we've seen them all before, but actually Frank in his video showed that there were a couple cards that Vincenzo 1985, I mean, he was awesome because he posted that stuff on Reddit, but there's a couple in here that he didn't show. So Frank showed that there's a couple equipment cards in here. There's a hand axe, It explains that the wizard can't use it, because that was an omission from the remake game system. And then there's another copy of a helmet for some reason. So I guess that could be a dice rolling tray if you wanted it to be. So we got the candy trays. Okay, so here's the much ballyhooed. I got that nice plastic smell. Specters. That when you roll dice against them, you have to roll black shields to get hits instead of skulls. Unless you're using a... Well, you can kill them with holy water, or you can use an artifact weapon which rolls skulls like normal. Or you can use the spirit blade, same thing with the bonus. There's the... Oh yeah, this is the Magus Guard. I was going to compare them. On the Mythic tier, and I'm not bragging, I do hope that all HeroQuest fans get a chance to buy that in retail at a reasonable price. So Jacer was pointing out that the female Chaos Warrior, or Dread Warrior, excuse me, from they're still Chaos Warriors to me, from the Mythic box is very similar to the Magus Guard, and it's true, the pose is very similar. Let me just put them on even. Yeah, physically they're like the same build, except you can see, well, let's see. Yeah, we've got little, they call that boob plate in the world of RPGs. Is that female, or is it just an elf? But you can see the cape is more billowing on the Chaos Warrior, but it's a very similar design. And you don't have the He-Man sword. You've got the kind of a, I don't know what kind of sword that is supposed to be. Not a katana. Not a falchion. I don't know what it is. Ask Shadiversary, one of those people. Todd's Workshop. Anyway, so yeah, it's comparable, but there's two of those. Oh, it even says Moon 3 on the bottom. If you could see that in the light. Anyway, just a quick comparison. Okay, the statues are hollow. Interesting. This is a statue, so we've got one of a she-elf and a he-elf. And these are used in the first quest. I peeked already. This, oh, okay, interesting. This is like a totally different kind of plastic, this arcane prison, which takes the place of the torture rack. Look at that. I was thinking it was just like, you can't press it out, it's like glued in there. It's secure in there. And this is not, let's see, this is like hard plastic. So you could hide maybe a figure underneath it finally. Can you do that? Let's see, if you laid him on the ground. Oh, you almost can. Almost can conceal. You can conceal a treasure chest. You could conceal a tile. But anyway, yeah, that's what that looks like. So, not what I expected there. But I mean, it looks cool. It's like he's getting tortured by a jello mold or something. Put that back. I could play this today. I could play it on the stream. But we're still playing the Frozen Horror, and I want to finish that. Okay. It's the Sorcerer's Table. That looks really cool, actually. This is a really stiff, hard plastic. I bet that would break if you dropped it right there. It's kind of hollow. Yeah, it feels like a very different type of plastic than the others. It's detailed, though. It'd probably be fun to paint if you're into that sort of thing. These are not as bendy. They're a little bit bendy, but it feels like a different type of plastic. So just like Reaper switched to a stiffer plastic from some of their super cheap bendy ones, these are pretty bendy. But this is, of course, one of these Elven Mercenaries. And they're a dark violet color in person. I'm using fluorescent lighting here. So there's the Scout. I just showed you the Halberdier. They have different names, but they're the same exact stats. Yeah, I know, this is the part everybody loves. The part that I really want to do, I want to get this over with because I want to look at the quests. Okay, and then that could be a dice rolling box in there because there's no purpose for that otherwise. The cards went in the other one. So you could roll dice in there if you really wanted to, nothing else in there. Okay, we've already seen the back of the box. There's no differences. So yeah, this is like the same info that lots of other people have already shared, so I know I'm not the first. Okay, so now that we're done with that, we're gonna get to the spoiler section. This is gonna be a warning. You've seen everything except for the quest book. Once I open up the quest book, there's several pages of just like regular stuff. Oh, I could show the cards. Yeah, let's do the cards first. Sorry. One sec. Off the cards. Let's take a look at them. Let's see. How should I do this? Okay. One-handed. Okay. So we've got the Knight skills. Those 3 cards. We've seen those before. Shield block, Stalwart, and Knight's Challenge, same as always before. Knight Hero, nothing's changed, same as he always was. Got the Mercenary cards. These cards have a nice, they almost feel like they're a little bit more texture than the other ones. I think this is a different type of linen finish actually. Yeah, it is. On one side it's a slightly different linen texture. It's a little bit more pronounced. So it's probably done on a different machine or a different setting. But anyway, yeah, you've got these cards for the different mercenaries. As you can see, same exact stats as the Frozen Horror ones. And in this pack, you can only hire these 4. You can't hire other ones. Well, you can do whatever you want, but I mean, according to the intended configuration of the designers, you know, you can always change that if you don't like it. We got the monster cards, so no surprises here. We got the Elven Archer. We've seen this before, same as before. What's the other one that's the same? Oh yeah, the Elven Warrior's the same as Mage of the Mirror. Dread Cultist, this was the new one. Of course, they've shown this already officially. So Dread Lights and Channel Dread. Now he can only use those once, each once. He's not undead, he's not ethereal, he's just a spellcaster. Otherwise he's like a skeleton, he's pretty weak. The Assassin's pretty powerful, 5 attack dice, 3 defend, only 2 body points, can attack diagonally. Of course there's the... Elverg was pointing out the symbol there, is repeated a lot. There's the Magus Guard, of course. Basically the same as a Chaos Warrior, except they move 1 extra square, and they've got 2 spells that they can only use once, Ball Flame and Tempest. Then the Spectre, of course, is undead, which means Spirit Blade, and Holy Water, Vulnerability, and then Ethereal means you gotta roll Black Shields to attack, unless you're using an artifact. You can cast the following spell, Dread, Channel Dread. Yeah, and since they're ethereal, that means they can pass through solid objects, but they can't go to unexplored areas, so they can't hide inside solid rock waiting for the heroes. The Dread Wraith. Oh, forgot to look at that one actually. Dread Wraith. Totally forgot. If this were live, someone would be like, hey, where's the Dread Wraith? So this thing, see, it just looks like a big blob of plastic. There's no, I checked, there's no cloudiness, there's no coloring in it at all. It's just kind of just a hazy white throughout. It's the same. So what you see is what you get. I mean, it's a little bit brighter on my camera, but that's basically what it is. And Berg pointed out there's a symbol, so that's not a V. That's the black shield symbol, I guess. The Bunny of Immortal Evil, whatever you want to call it. The Chaos Monster shield. That's the symbol on the bottom. But yeah, good eye there, because from this angle it's like, what is that? That little divot there. What is that little divot? The Frozen Horror had, in the remake, had that symbol on the bottom too. So yeah, he's got a surfboard, takes up 2 squares. That's what it is. But you'll never see that in gameplay, I guess, unless you flip it over for some reason. But yeah, that's the Dread Wraith. There's only one of those, and it's hard plastic. This is it's actually not as transparent as the I have a Reaper Bones Greater Air Elemental. It's more transparent. This is like more just like a frosted glass look almost. So anyway, that's a pretty powerful monster. It's ethereal but not undead, so it can pass through walls too. It can use Dread Lights, Channel Dread, Fear, and Summon Specters. So it could summon up to 3 of those creatures to attack you. Okay, so that's that's all the monsters. Now we got the treasure cards. I love treasure cards. I like printing out custom treasured cards, but here they are. And are those going to be any easier to tell the difference between these and the other cards? Maybe, but only if you're like feeling it really close up. If they're in sleeves, you'll never know the difference. So we've seen these before. The Mysterious Flower. So it can be used to craft Potion of Dexterity or Potion of Defense, or it'll restore 1 body point. So these are the going to be used with the alchemy cards. That's what you do. You find the treasure first, then you go to, you're either the wizard or you buy a 400 gold coin reagent kit. You go to the alchemist bench and you just do it. And I presume you can do as many as you want. I mean, the reagent kit can only do up to 5. So there's 2 of those. The Sacred Plant can make a Potion of Restoration or Holy Water, or it'll restore 1 lost mind point if you just use it. So is Holy Water in here? I don't think so. That's the only one that's missing. Let's see. Unidentified ingredient. Craft 1 random potion by draw 1 card from the alchemy deck. So if you draw this, then you can try to cash it in. Oh, but you won't get another one of these because these are treasure cards. Whoops. Another unidentified ingredient. Cards have a good feel to them. Let's see. And then other treasure cards, we've got Poison, 1 mind point. There's a chance to lose a mind point. So this is identical to the one that was in Frozen Horror. There's 2 of those. You'd think they would have learned their lesson by now, but no. It's interesting because there's no way to lose mind points in Mage of the Mirror by default. So you get that Sky Orb and you've still got it, potentially. I mean, you don't have to play Mage of the Mirror before this, but you could. Storyline wise, that's what they're wanting you to do. Okay, this is what surprised me. So this is an equipment card. But look at this, Helmet. Protective metal headpiece gives you 1 additional defend die, may not be worn by the wizard. So it's identical to the game system one, they just threw in an extra one. But remember, cards don't limit the stock. I mean, you're supposed to just write it on your character sheet, and having the card by your side is just for fun. But I suppose if you wanted to draw a random equipment card, that could come in handy, so that'd be more likely you'd get a helmet, because there'd be another chance to get it, because there's 2 already, and then there'd be 3. Here's the hand axe. Okay, this is the other one that Frank's video showed me. Uses this weapon, roll 2 attack dice. It can be thrown at any monster in line of sight, but is lost once thrown, may not be used by the wizard. So this line, may not be used by the wizard, was left off of the game system. So if you've been playing the remake game system and just letting the wizard use this, now they're saying, nope, you can't do it in this one. So in this expansion. But Zargon can always be like, nah, that didn't happen. In the European version where the hand axe was originally, the wizard couldn't use it. The North American players didn't have the hand axe. So this is also equipment. Smoke bomb, 100 gold coins. So it's kind of like Veil of Mist. But it's until the monster's next turn and all heroes can pass through them. So it's not just like using it on the hero and the hero can get through. Reagent kit. So this is the big deal with the alchemy thing. So you buy this for 400 gold. You get 5 uses of it. Transform 1 reagent into potions listed on the reagent card. Must be standing adjacent to an alchemist bench to use them. Now in that hideout that we showed you, which again, everybody knows this already. I'm just reiterating what others have said. This is the hideout. This right here, this tile. And this is supposed to be an alchemist bench. So somewhere else in the quest you may have an alchemist bench, and that's one you can use it, but you also get a free crafting session here. You also are supposed to roll a red die. This is like basically your rest period in between quests. Like if there's no in between quest rest shopping period, this will be a room somewhere that you'll find. And so you heal, do your crafting, do one free treasure search for the party that's safe, so you can ignore any bad cards, and then you can go on to the quest, I guess, or a good place to take a break. Alright, more equipment. Let's get through these, because I want to get to the spoilers. Caltrops, we already know about these. You can drop them on the ground. They're pretty expensive. Specters can pass right through them, though. So can the Dread Wraith. So ethereals, they don't care. Alright, so that's the end of the equipment. Now we're getting to the artifact cards. there's a few of these. Again, if this is boring, feel free to scoot ahead to the real meat. So the Raven's Talon, so this is a weapon. 2 attack dice, it's a dagger. On your turn you may reroll any 1 attack die that lands on a black shield. You may reroll it. Now I was thinking this is an artifact, so this could be used against the Spectres and the Wraith for normal damage. So it's the opposite, you just want to roll skulls. So roll black shield and you're more likely to get a good roll. The Cloak of Shadows, so let's see. As an action you may use the power of this cloak to become insubstantial. In your next movement you may move as though the spell passed through rock and Veil of Mist have been cast on you. So this is even better than the Elven Cloak of Passage, because you can pass through walls and monsters if you need to. So similar rules would apply. If you end your turn inside solid rock, you're dead. Okay, and the wizard could use it. Any hero could use it. It can only be used once per quest, so it recharges on the next quest. Scales of Elathorn, another artifact. Armor. This enchanted armor grants you 1 additional defend die when you attempt to resist the effects of a dread spell while wearing this armor. Roll an additional die. So it's got magic protection. It can be combined with a helmet, shield, and or wizard's cloak. So it's armor for the wizard, finally. So he doesn't have to worry. So he could have his 2 base dice bracers for 3, wizard's cloak for 4, and this for 5. But it doesn't say bracers, does it? So we leave that out, so it'd be 4. So it looks like his maximum normal defense without magic or potions is still 4. Still, better than just 3 in the original version. Okay, Phoenix Ash. Amalgam Ash? No. Phoenix Ash. Shout out to him, by the way. Now that the spoilers are all out there, he can just go crazy, and I would love to see his videos. I can't wait to see everybody's videos. It's going to be great. Okay, Hero Quest Day, as they say. Uses a reagent to craft 5 potions of healing or 1 elixir of life. But you got to immediately roll 1 red die. On a 5 or 6, this artifact is lost. And any other roll result, keep the artifact. Okay, so you use it once per quest. It keeps recharging, but it can be lost. But now, if you don't use it to craft that stuff, all it does is bring you back with 1 body point. So it's kind of weak. So you got those opportunity costs, just like the reagents. It's like, well, do I use it for this really weak thing, or do I save it for something better? Okay, so Dawn Shield. Armor grants 1 extra additional defend die. Once per quest, before any hero's defend dice are rolled, you may use this shield's power to force the attacking monster to re-roll all attack dice, hoping they're going to get a worse roll. May not be used with a battle axe or staff, so just like a regular shield. May not be used by the wizard. So it's kind of a cool thing. You can sell off your regular shield or give it to another hero and keep that. And then there's 2 spell scrolls. We knew this. Swift Wind, which has never been a spell scroll before. Be cast on anyone here, including yourself. Its powerful burst of energy enables that hero to roll twice as many red dice as normal the next time they move. Uh-oh, they forgot to put scroll crumbles to dust after it's used, so I guess you can just use it forever. Just saying. Because the spell, you use it once per quest. But this, apparently, you can use it forever. Just a typo. Nobody's perfect. Spell scroll, pass through rock. This spell may be cast on anyone here, including yourself. Move through walls, next turn. Many walls, it's dice roll low. Caution, shaded arrows, trap forever. Again, they didn't put scroll crumbles to dust after use, so they fixed the hand axe, but then they broke both of these. Nobody's perfect, okay? I'm sure they intended to say these are just single use. Unless the quest says, oh, you can use it 3 times or twice or whatever. But yeah, it's supposed to say crumbles to dust after use, so it's a single use. So there's some errata for you. Okay, we're almost to the end of the cards. I should look at the dread spells. Okay, so the dread spells, chaos spells for you old school players. Got Channel Dread. We've known this was like the first one that Doug Hopkins told us about. So it's a way to cut through armor. So if you have a bunch of specters together, it increases the possibility that you're going to roll a 2 body point damage attack, and the specters can use that spell over and over and over, like on every turn. So it's pretty powerful. You've got summon specters, so 1, 2, or 3, because there's only 3 of them in the box. I suppose if you run out of monsters, you're supposed to substitute for one of similar power. And that's, yeah, for that. Okay. One red die. Dreadlights, this is basically like you're it. Like all the monsters target one hero, but they all get to roll 1 additional attack die when attacking the affected hero, if they want to. Can be broken at once or at the start of the hero's future turns by the affected hero rolling 1 red die on a 5 or 6. Spell's broken. Okay, so it's not just a 6. It's not for mind points though. It's just you just get 1 chance every turn to break it. But it's not just a 1 in 6 chance. So a little different. Anyway, I like it when they don't just copy, you know, the stuff, that they actually try to change it up, make it interesting. So here's the alchemy cards. I was really excited about these. Exactly 20 of these alchemy cards. Didn't drop any. It's officially acknowledged that the wizard is an alchemist. That was never part of the lore before, but I like it. Because in our homebrew, that's what we did. He does not need a reagent kit to use, or to get these. I've been using a potion deck. Okay, but we're not here to talk about my homebrew. We're here to talk about Rise of the Dreadmoon. Okay, so Potion Division. You know, I don't have these prices memorized, so this was an elf spell, but now everybody can use it. So you can see normal traps, not undetectable traps. Potion of Unforeseen Fate. So it's crafted. Drink this potion to draw 1 random card from the alchemy deck. The effects of the card are then immediately activated. So the idea would be like, okay, you're just curious, you want to cash it in and get something different. It's like roll again, you know, draw another card. But it also could be used, they said, like when you're dying. Your character's dying and it's like you're hoping you get some kind of healing, but you might not. Now if you get another one of these, I guess you just draw again, yet again. Because I don't think it uses an action to do these. Or maybe it does, I forget. Superior Restoration. So that was a new name because it was just Restoration. And then Mage of the Mirror changed it to Superior Restoration. Still the same price. Full body and mind restored. If you're a werewolf, you turn back. There aren't any werewolves in this game. I mean, unless they put it in the quest notes. But I guess you could transfer this alchemy deck to other quests if you wanted to. As long as you've got an alchemist bench somewhere. Celerity. So this was changed. So this was Potion of Speed from the Elf Quest pack. So instead of calling it Elven Speed, they called it Celerity, which I think means agility or swiftness or something. So you moved up to 12 squares in your turn instead of rolling movement. When you attack, make 2 weapon attacks instead of 1. So if you don't have a weapon, you can't make like fisticuff attacks, or they just wanted to clarify it wasn't magical attacks or something. Potion's effects end if you suffer any amount of damage. So mind point damage too? I don't know. They tried to clarify it, but some people are going to argue with that, I'm sure. Heroic Brew is the same. They put little descriptions of these. Okay, this is like a fan-made one, pretty much. I mean, it's a new Ogre Grog. So ogres, well, they're in Mage of the Mirror. Drink this potion, roll 1 combat die. If it lands on a skull, lose 1 mind point. So it's not good at all. It's bad. Why would you ever want this? So this is like the booby prize. But it's worth 20 gold coins. So I guess if you sell it... Oh, you can't sell alchemy cards, can you? You can only sell equipment. Cost 20 gold coins. Well, wait a minute. Why are they giving you costs for alchemy? So I mean you generate it and then you gotta buy it? Or like if you want to buy more? I don't quite understand that. Because equipment you can sell back for half price. So I was thinking, oh, you get the booby prize. Well, I don't want to drink it. I'll just sell it back for 10 gold coins. So I'm not quite sure what the price means. I mean, the way I handled my homebrew, which doesn't matter for Avalon Hill's intention, is, oh, if you get a potion and it has a price, you're like, well, I like it. I want to buy another one. I want to buy like 3 or 4 of these. So you just, that's the cost between quests. But I'm not quite sure what the value is. I'm sure the book explains. Hopefully it does. Potion of Battle is the same. Reroll 200. So I'm going to go more quickly. I'm a little tired. Potion of Battle Rage 400. And so, yeah, it's, again, these are for any hero, not just the Barbarian. Potion Defense, so just like the treasure card. 2 additional dice. The next time you roll defend dice, because Rock Skin just keeps on going until you take damage. Potion of Dexterity. So this is from the Elf pack. Or no, Keller's Keep, Return of the Witch Lord, sorry. Dexterity, yeah. 5. You may not use more than one of these potions per turn. This is the only potion that has that limitation. The other ones you can just stack them. And it even says in this book that you can just use as many potions as you want unless the card says otherwise. Potion of Frostskin, it doesn't have to be your turn. So that's 300, of course. Potion of Magic. So this was in Prophecy of Telor, and there was no actual card printed for it. It was just on the inside of the quest book. Prophecy of Telor, where is it? There, that's from the Mythic book. That's the one that's coming out either later this year or early next year. But anyway, yeah, so we finally have it. So you can drink this potion to recover up to 3 spells you've cast during this quest. So that's pretty sweet. Doesn't say they have to be from the same spell group. Does it apply to skills too? It says Argon to decide. Potion of Lesser Healing. 2 body points. So this also was from Prophecy of Telor. You can see that the drawing is a little different. Potion of Healing. This looks exactly like the one from the treasure deck, except it's 500 gold coins. Wow. But again, does that mean you can just trade them back to the underground market? Potion of Icy Strength, 200 from Frozen Horror. Potion of Magic Resistance. See, a lot of these they just say crafted. Oh, it's because... Oh, okay, never mind. I remember now. So, in between quests, or when you're in this hideout, you have, instead of an armory, you have an underground market, which, yes, it includes everything from the game system armory. And it includes these alchemy cards that have prices on them. So sorry, I was confused. But yeah, the prices here mean that that's what you can buy in between quests. Potion of Recall, you can get 1 spell back for 400. So you could buy as many of these as you could afford, I guess, in between. Potion of Restoration, that's 1 body, 1 mind. Keller's Keep, Return of the Witch Lord. Potion of Speed. This was new for the remake game system. It was originally a treasure card in the European version, but not in North American that I grew up playing. It's 200 gold, so double movement, just like Swift Wind, for 1 turn. Potion of Strength. Okay, so you notice there's no holy water. Holy water is not in here anywhere, but I printed out my own, so there we go. So that's the cards, and oh yeah, these mirror images, they're supposed to go onto the plastic door bases. Yes, because they brought back door bases from Age of the Mirror. It's like none of these solid plastic doors. Let's see, where are they? These things. These. Oh, it's a different kind of plastic too. Yeah, they feel more smooth, more shiny than Mage of the Mirror. Those were kind of matte. So maybe so that it slides in easier. But anyway, you're supposed to slide the cardboard into these. So you could print out your own custom doors, just like the classic quests. But anyway, that artwork is different than Mage of the Mirror, so they're not ripping you off. And then you've got these masks, these disguises. Okay, so we're gonna warn you about spoilers right now. This is gonna be the next thing, is we're gonna look at quest spoilers. This next part is going to be for Zargon's eyes only. That means we're going to be spoiling the quests. So if you're not wanting to be spoiled for Rise of the Dread Moon, stop the video now. Stop the video now. Spoilers from here on. Thanks. The parchment paper off the thing here, and again, this is just to give you an idea of what to expect. So this is for Zargon's eyes only, because we already know this stuff. We know this stuff. So we've got all this stuff that we already knew from other videos, rules. If you want to post stuff in the comments, we can answer it, but I mean, most of the stuff's already been answered by other people. So Potions front. Take a random potion. Shuffles the alchemy deck. Draws 1 card from the deck for its potion. Okay, and then these are the disguise rules I didn't talk about. Sorry, this isn't really spoilerific, but we're getting to it. We're about to it. We're getting really close. Okay, Frank had this in his videos. This color is used to highlight strangers with unknown motives. They could be friend or foe. That's purple. So that's strangers. So that's what those tokens are for, those cloaks. So I didn't know that. So here's the storyline. Message from Mentor. Actually, this is not much of a spoiler because this is like what Stephen Baker read in the official Avalon Hill commercial for this quest pack. Remember well that even the darkest of nights must yield to the rising sun. I can't imitate his voice, but anyway. Cheers, Stephen Baker. The OG. So there's your symbols for the different characters. So that's the Elf Assassin. Spectre. Sir Ragnar. Okay, so he's got an icon. So he is in the quest and have a unique miniature. Italicized items. Okay, here come the spoilers. Quest 1. Okay, so like 23 monster body. Okay, so you got to go through water. Let's see. 500 gold. May not visit any shops after this quest. Oh, but it doesn't say you can't heal. So that's Ancient Waterways Within. So shout out to Paula Deming on YouTube. I think she's going to be doing this quest, but her heroes will not be watching this video, so they won't know. But everybody should remix it. Okay, Smuggler's Run. Let's see. That looks like I'm not going to go through every single one of these. Okay, so there's a thief in this quest. Interesting. So 43 monster body points. It's a little bit deceiving though because, they give you, okay, there's a hideout. They give you different types of monsters that may only have 1 body point, but they've got other powers. So, yeah, it looks like these are pretty hard quests, but not nearly as hard as like Frozen Horror Mage of the Mirror in terms of like monster body points and traps. So this is Dread in the Downpour. I'm not going to look at every quest gimmick, but you just get kind of an idea of what's there. A Spectre or... Oh, okay, here's one of the gimmicks. So spoilers, of course. Magus Guard. There is disguised, it's a Spectre. If it's not disguised, Magus Guard. Yeah, because you have a different status. Because you're not in a... Oh, there's the plaza right there. Heroes must seek out information behind certain doors, marked X. Interesting. So kind of a detective type quest. I'm not going to go through this in perfect detail. New friends in low places. It's a little bit of country music. Quest 4. These all appear to be group quests. I don't see any solos. Extra body points. So it's pretty typical. Action token every time you beat this. Oh, may not visit any shops after this quest. Let's see. May not visit any shops. Now it looks like between quest 2 and 3 you can visit the shop. But yeah, it kind of sucks if you're the heroes and you don't know what's coming. You think, well, of course, you may still get a rest break. It's different. You just can't go shopping. But if you've beaten the game system already, or even Mage of the Mirror, you're probably loaded with stuff, unless your heroes have been dying. Pandemonium in the Streets. 43 monster body points, not a big deal. Alternate wandering monster, depending on whether you're disguised or not. So, yeah, you've got your plaza again. Some more stealth stuff. Doesn't say you can't visit the shops. So they're not piling on the difficulty like some of these other packs, so it seems a little bit more balanced. But we'll see in the playtest, right? Quest 6, Tunnels of the Secret Cadra. Queen Terralia is still... Okay, you get a Lunar Charm. Okay, that's what... the elf doesn't need one, but anybody else who wants to get a... I think it's a body point and a mind point back from a sorcerer's table has to cash that in. There's the different things of undead monsters. I'm seeing greenskins. I'm seeing Chaos Warriors mixed in with these other, or Dread Warriors mixed in with these other monsters. So you're not just using the ones in the box. which is great because I like that they use them all. It makes sense. Okay, so the Pass Through Rock spell scroll is mentioned, but it doesn't say anything about it only being usable once. So there you go. Cloak of Shadows. Just furniture, but I mean they usually have something cool that you can find. Similar to like when there's a weapons rack or a bookcase or an alchemist bench or sorcerer's table, it's like, or a tomb. Well, there might be something cool, so you should probably search for treasure to see. So this is Elven Temple of the Moon. Assassin. These are tough monsters. And they have only 2 body points, but 5 combat dice, and they can attack diagonally. There's a statue. Trapdoor. Okay, so there are places where it says like a random potion, so you would draw from the alchemy deck. So that's how they get used. They're just, I assume that a lot of this would be quest specific, and it is. Lunar Charm and a random potion. Okay, so that's quest 7. Quest said 58 monster body points, and I'm not counting wandering monsters. So this one's a little tougher. Quest 7 makes sense. This is from Beyond Dread Warrior, and that looks like a hideout, but why doesn't it have an H on it? I guess they just assume you know by now. Visit any shops after this quest. What about an airdrop from Mentor? What about that? Oh, interesting. Okay, so when monsters die in this quest, they can come back as zombies, depending on a dice roll. That's kind of cool. Monster body points in this one. That's quest 8. Quest 9. The Royal Palace awaits. Okay, here we go. Here's the spoiler everybody's looking for. Sir Ragnar's in this room. Use the Dread Warrior miniature to represent him. 5 movement, 5 attack, 5 defend, 4 body, 4 mind. First time Sir Ragnar's body points are reduced to 0, they're instead reduced to 1. The heroes have defeated all the monsters in this room. Itharion arrives to take Sir Ragnar into custody. He tells the heroes they need Lunarium to pass through the mirror gates and enter the Arcane Tower, and that a lunar charm can be transformed into Lunarium, so Moon Silver from old school, and the Alchemist Bench. Oh yeah, and that was to go through the mirror. May not visit shops, nor do they automatically restore all lost body point points after this quest. Oh, so it's the old quest 9 and 10 are a 2-parter thing, just like in Mage of the Mirror and Frozen Horror. If you're Zargon, you're going to remix these quests anyway, right? Right? Using H-Quest Builder or Hero Scribe or pencil and paper. 61 monster body points, not including wandering monsters. Not bad at all. Of course, I guess on that other quest I wasn't counting the zombie body points. You could add 1 to each monster potentially. Alright, quest 10. Under the Dread Moon. Oh, Dread Wraith. 9 movement, 6 attack, 4 defend, 5 body, 4 mind. That says the card. Wandering monsters, 2 specters. Okay, oh, and there's the Arcane Prison in the center. Is that I think that might be the only times that we encounter this monster, this Wraith. A sweet Easter egg. I can't help myself, I'm going to spoil it. Okay, the first hero to search this room finds 1989, the year that HeroQuest was first released in the UK, gold coins, and 3 random potions. 1989. So I guess if you're playing this in North America, it's got to be 1990 gold coins, or in Japan 1991. Okay, Queen Terralia is held. Okay, so the queen is captured now herself. And the dread energies of the Arcane Prison here until Magrian's defeat. Magrian has the following ability in this room on its turn. Magrian. So that's Magrian? Who the heck is Magrian? Okay, let's find out. It's not Sinet. Flickering projection of Mentor shouts, "Rescue the Queen!" before being torn from this reality. Oh, interesting. So we finally got... See, I always thought, yeah, use holograms in HeroQuest. Why not? But if you've got your mythic set, you can dig out Mentor and use them just for a split second for fun. Once Magrian is defeated, the quest ends. So no having to run to the door or anything. That's the mirror twist. So sometimes you kill the Dread Wraith and it's just an illusion and it breaks, it shatters, and then you fight it again. So you fight the same creature multiple times. So it's a multi-stage boss battle. Classic. Second time the heroes encounter Magrian, the Dread Moon seeks to protect it. See, it's just like Avatar The Last Airbender, except it's in reverse. The Dread Moon makes the bad guys stronger. No action required. Has special abilities you can use each turn. Terror. Costume magic. Oh, consume magic, not costume. So it's just like a dispel, basically. And you regain 2 body points. Reflection. Hero takes damage instead, so it's like a repel. Counter magic. Shift reality uses the start of Zargon's turn. Magran casts 1 dread spell it knows. He is threatened by this mirror thing that they're doing. So is this one of the Chaos Gods? Who's to say that they don't say? Because they can't say, because that's Warhammer now. Okay, so spoiler-wise, I haven't read every word of this, but I don't see where Magran was introduced. So I guess there's this Magran comes through. But that's kind of like the old Hero Quest. Sometimes you just be like, okay, there's the bad guy, and that's their name. So as far as hiring mercenaries, it looks like there's a lot of opportunities throughout the quests. Like you unlock a mercenary, you do a good deed for somebody, or somebody says, hey, if you pay me, I'll join you, or you rescue a prisoner, and they're like, now you can unlock that mercenary. So once you've got unlocked all 4, then you can just hire them at will between quests, or use your reputation tokens. Oh yeah, here's the ending. Exile to the realms of reflection. Just interesting. So they made that canon again. He did help Skullmar escape. So Return of the Witch Lord, the European version, 1989, has been vindicated in the remake canon. He will face the King of the Realm to answer for his crimes, and justice will at last be served. Does that mean he'll be executed? It is unfortunate that he shall never again raise his blade in defense of the realm. However, justice demands he stand trial for the breaking of his oath. The bloated form of the Dread Moon has begun to wane. It's nice renders. Okay, so the next quest will be the trial of Sir Ragnar, with surprising twists and turns. He was let off on a technicality. He escaped! He was found dead in his prison cell, mysteriously, before he could face judgment. Or maybe somebody else busts him out. Okay, so they put the spell scroll here, and they did not put Crumbles to Dust after 1 use. Got it again. Still though, I mean, I'm not going to hold it. I'm not going to be too hard on them, because they really tried. And they have proven time and again that they are fans of HeroQuest and pretty cool people to talk to. So thank you, Chris, Patrick, Doug, all those people. I know I act like I know them. I don't know them, but they've been good to us as fans. Items in the quest with corresponding cards found in the HeroQuest game system: Bracer, Shield, Crossbow, Battle Axe, Longsword, Holy Water, and Dagger. Okay, so Holy Water is definitely acknowledged in here. Here's all the stats again for the monsters. Cards, of course, no surprises. Each Magus Guard can cast each of the following, blah blah blah. It's 4 attack dice. Little text intros about each monster, that's cool. Devotees of the forces of dread. They have made their way into cities through the realm, and their collective incantations bring forth the presence of the most dire foes. Okay, Spectre. Ghostly undead monsters to whom solid objects pose no barrier. They channel dread energy to snuff the life from the living. Holy Water will destroy a Spectre, as it does other mindless undead. Thank you! I was like, if they don't say it, we all know it, but there it is. Okay, Assassin. Once skilled operatives... Oh yeah, and you can get Holy Water now by crafting. You don't have to just buy it. Of course, I use it as a treasure card. I just reprinted mine. Homebrew again. Assassin. Once skilled operatives of the Raven's Veil. Okay, so they were former members. The forces of dread have corrupted their hearts. Now they work in the shadows to undermine the strengths of the realm. Assassins are known to set traps to immobilize and injure their prey. So that must be those enemy caltrops. Dread Wraith. Amongst the most powerful and feared monsters. So there's more than one from the Dread Realm. These... It's like warp space. These ancient evil elementals, so they are elementals, feed on fear and anger, and can wield terrible dread magic with terrifying ease. Mortal weapons have a hard time finding their mark against this foe. A hard time, not impossible. Magus Guard. These warriors were once soldiers of Elethorn. They now serve the powers of dread, who magnify their already potent magic and combat prowess. Yeah. So they're like Dread Warriors. Warriors of Elethorn rarely find their equal in sword play. Such a pity their once loyal soldier's been corrupted. It's proud, blah blah blah. Resolve was true as aim, have not fallen to Sargon's ranks. Okay. And there we got your blank quest map at the end. Got all our symbols. Which you can copy. They give you permission to copy, which is great. I'm glad that they stuck to the game developer creed here and let you make your own stuff. Simply photocopy or scan and print. So you're given permission to do that. Yeah, game companies accumulating goodwill. So they don't explain who Magrian is, but that to me looks like the Ghost of Sinestra. So I guess you could just make up your own storyline. It's just some creature that lives in the realm of reflection and came through because of all the crazy illegal magic that they were doing. Alright, that's the unboxing. So happy HeroQuest Day. I don't know if they'll do this every year, but yeah. Looks like it's going to be pretty good. I mean, it's just from the look of it, it seems much more balanced. It doesn't seem quite so crazy. I mean, are these rules broken? I mean, it seems like there's some room for interpretation with a few of the things, and I mean, there's a couple typos, but I think an experienced Zargon can easily figure that out, and it's not going to be too crazy. If you've played this far, you can probably figure it out. Maybe beginner HeroQuest players might want to bulk up and play Nightfall first, or play something just to get some gold and some weapons. Because in this first quest, I think the only thing you get is a battle axe. I mean, you get some gold and a battle axe. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty tough. So anyway, alright, thanks for watching. Check us out on HeroQuest fans on Twitch, Discord, XSC3, home of HeroQuest fans. And also shout out to Knights Around the Table. I just popped into their stream. They were playing a friendly little game. Dad with his, I think, was playing with his family. And anyway, he was naming people that joined the chat, like after the goblins in the quest and the rescue of Sir Ragnar. So I thought that was cute. That was fun. So anyway, yeah, I keep asking people if they're going to Gen Con. Like, nobody's going, it seems like. I mean, I'm sure there's tons of people that are going, but all these streamers aren't going. So I guess I'll just have to hold the banner for them. All right, thanks for watching.